Mike Bond joined today by the one and only Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Dustin, man, back home in Lafayette. Appreciate you taking the time, man. Has life changed at all over this past week, or once you get home, is it just kind of back in the routine, father and husband?
Yeah, back in routine, man. I Life's the same. I just ate too much and passed out on the couch. That's why I called you a couple minutes late here. I woke up just now.
That's why I was going to ask, how much birthday cake did you have when you got home? Because I know people are like giving you all sorts of stuff over there, but you couldn't eat any of it. It was like the day before. I'm sure the hardest part of your weight cut.
Yeah, but the beautiful thing is when I got home, people were dropping off cakes on my doorstep, and neighbors were bringing over cakes and stuff. So I've caught up. Trust me.
That's great. So you said life hasn't changed too much, but have you noticed any difference at all? I mean, you look at your social media accounts. I think you've gained like 700,000 or 800,000 followers on Instagram over the past week since the fight. I'm sure Twitter, is big time too. Do you feel any difference at all after this one?
No, that's the shit I don't really care about, man. That's cool, Maybe I can get some more sponsorship money out of the stuff with that, but that's that fashion show shit that I don't really care for.
Fair play. And what about the gratification side of it? I mean, I imagine in terms of the biggest wins of your career, it's either this one or Max Holloway. Which one has given you a better feeling so far?
This one felt good for sure, but the win over Max Holloway still tops my list, man.
Yeah, fair play. Well, let's talk about the fight a little bit. Everyone's talking about the leg kicks, but I want to know from your opinion. Like, obviously, you finished it with the hands. How much of the finish did the leg kicks really play in, though? Do you feel like you kind of immobilized them to the point that allowed you to set up the finish with the hands, or can you just kind of break down how you really feel about the fight as a whole and the knockout too?
Yeah, I know the leg kicks definitely compromise his movement. Like I said before, I've had my leg torn up by Jim Miller, and I know the pain and what happens to your foot. Like it stops working with you. It stops listening to your commands when you want to spring back and push forward. Things just are moving differently. And on top of that, the pain is so bad, man. That's like one of the worst pains I've ever had in fights. Whenever my calf got kicked over and over and over again. So yeah, I think that stopped his mobility. But ultimately, hands got the job done.
Yeah, did you feel going in there that you could be the first one to knock him out? I mean, I know a lot of people are talking about the ground game and maybe dragging it to deeper waters, things like that. When you envisioned the fight, did you think you could stop him with strikes in the second round? Was that like a scenario you were going over in your mind?
I thought I can knock him out, submit him, or win a decision. I can knock anyone out, man. I can crack.
Yeah, well, we know that. And I mean, how good does that feel to win in that way, though? Like, such a high profile spot. We know how well this card did on pay per view, so many eyes. Like, this performance just must feel really damn amazing. It seems like you brought your best self on the night or the morning.
Yeah, man, I'm happy with the performance. I'm happy to get my hand raised. I'm very happy to come back home injury free, healthy to my family. That's my main thing.
Yeah, and the only thing that seems like you're a bit bummed about is you didn't get to come home with a belt. I mean, how much is that kind of still lingering with you? I know in the days since you said uncrowned champ, give me my belt and everything. Just expand on that a little bit. Is that still something that's frustrating you even a week later here?
It is what it is. None of this frustrates me anymore, dude. I don't care about this stuff anymore. I would have liked to have had the belt on the line, but politics or what have you prevented it from happening that night. And that's the fight game, I guess.
Yeah, so you got to tell me a little bit more about that. I mean, you said in the cage right after to DC and the guy's cage side, like, I don't love this anymore. You just said it a little bit more at the press conference. When did that kind of change for you? I mean, what's your relationship with the fight game right now, would you say?
It's, I mean, this is a love. As long as I've been doing it, and at the level I've been doing it at, it's a love-hate relationship, no doubt about it. The only part I love is the actual fight itself. All this other stuff, I'm just really starting to, I don't know if I say despise, but I'm just really starting to not enjoy the process at all. Fighting is the only thing I like about this.
Is there anything you can do to maybe regain the passion or everything that you had before? Or is it just too many years that maybe that's something you can't get back?
I'm not sure, man. I wish I knew exactly what it was. Um, but we'll see. We'll just keep moving forward and see what time does.
And one thing I know that you say is like you have so much respect for this game that you can't not take it 100% seriously in training and all that kind of stuff. But does it worry you that this might seep over and, one day in a training camp, you're just kind of throw your hands up and say, maybe I don't want to keep doing this? And at that point, how would you kind of handle it? Because obviously that would maybe lead to a scenario in a fight where you're not 100% physically or mentally there.
I don't know. I think that's reaching a little bit. If I get in that cage, I'm fighting till the wheels fall off against anybody. The part I see would be a problem would be waking up and busting my ass and pushing myself every day. If that drive wasn't there, that could be dangerous. But like I said, we're reaching here. I got to see what's next. I'll push myself to the limits as long as I get something exciting, something that I'm motivated to do. And we'll see. We'll see, man.
Yeah, well, and it seems like in that front, I mean, you're in your prime, you're never fighting so good, your platform has never been so big. So I'm guessing on that sense, that's what also must be, the really positive side of it. And I'm sure that's kind of the eternal struggle or the balance you're trying to strike here, right?
Yeah, there's so many huge ups and positives about the position I'm in now. My charity, just so many things, man. My platform, like I said, with the Good Fight Foundation, and have so many good things going on right now. I'm very thankful and grateful to be in the position that I fought myself into. And like you said, I'm entering my prime. I have lots of great fights left in me. It just we have to get the ones that make the most sense.
And I feel like you've kind of had that mentality for the last couple of years, right? Like you've said, I'm not going to get in there unless it's something that appeals to me, unless it makes sense. And it seems like it's consistently found a way to work out well for you. So when you think about the future, I mean, it seems like there's so many options. After this win, you've suddenly become, the hottest girl in school. Everyone wants a piece of you now. Everyone's calling you out. I mean, what's that kind of like in the immediate aftermath? It seems like you have options galore in a way.
Yeah, that's exciting. I got a target on my back. Former interim world champion. I just knocked out Conor McGregor, and now I'm number one. And the only person above me might never fight again. So people want to climb that ladder, and to do that, you have to beat the guys at the top. You have to beat the next guys in line. So I understand why the target's on my back, and I wear it proudly, man.
So in your perfect world, what's next?
I haven't even really thought about that far. I go on a snow trip with my daughter and wife in a couple weeks. That's what's next.
Well, we can talk about a few of the guys, but I think obviously we'd be remiss not to bring up the potential of a trilogy with Conor. His team has come out and said that's what they want. A belt would be ideal. Is that something that
would have been ideal Saturday night?
Yeah, it definitely would have been. I mean, do you think for him and your side, like it's trying to fight you maybe in May or June in a trilogy, is that maybe not the best call for Conor? I mean, that seems like maybe not the most time to get adjustments. I'm sure all the confidence in the world on your side if it happened that soon.
It's tough to call. I don't know what they're saying behind closed doors or what's going on with that. And I haven't been reached out yet by the UFC or by Conor's management about the trilogy fight. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. I haven't been reached out by the UFC about anything. So
even to just say congratulations, great fight, thanks for being part on such a big event for us.
No.
Wow, that's surprising. I mean, if you were to fight Conor again, I know you said post-fight the aura with him is gone. Is that something that he can get back in your mind?
I don't think it was something that he didn't have coming into this fight. I just think it's something that I didn't put energy into and recognize like I did the first time. These guys are just men, just like me. And I promise you, they all bleed. So that's just my mindset. It's not a knock on Conor or putting Conor down in any way. That's just the way I feel about fighting and about these opponents of mine.
Yeah, and it seems like, in terms of your options, like obviously the Conor is the biggest money fight, the biggest, I'm sure, pay-per-view draw, all those things. But in terms of like a belt, I'm sure a lot of people would say like the fairest thing for the lightweight division is like a Charles Oliveira or something like that. Do you care who the opponent is, or do you just want your next fight to be for a title?
Um, dude, I don't really care. I want to be the world champion, but and Charles is a guy who's paid his dues, man. He's earned where he's at, no doubt about it. Let him and Chandler fight for the belt. If they want Chandler in there for the title, and he's calling for the title and all that, let them fight for the belt. I'll take a step back and just watch.
Interesting. And so I assume that means your position on Chandler hasn't changed at all from what you said at the press conference post-fight.
Nothing I said's changed.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, what about the Nate Diaz option? I know that's a fight that you guys were supposed to have.
I know I sound not full of energy right now, dude. I just woke up and called you right now, so I'm waking up right now.
Oh, it's all good. I mean, I appreciate you still taking time and everything. But what do you think about Nate? I mean, is he a fight that you want to get that done at some point?
He's a guy I've watched for a long time, and a guy who I was supposed to fight. And he's always talking online. So maybe so. If that became a possibility, we got to see, man. Otherwise, we're just saying stuff that y'all can make headlines out of and use Nate Diaz's name and stuff like that. And we're just beating around the bush here. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, there's an opportunity for, as I mentioned in Abu Dhabi, like it could be fighter of the year the way you've laid it up. I mean, such a knockout of the month you started. We just gave you that on MMA Junkie. And, are you hoping to be active at least this year? Can you foreshadow that at least? Or do you think maybe we don't see you towards the end of the year if they're not willing to, give you the right fight and maybe you take that step back and sell hot sauce, as you said?
I'm willing to be active if things make sense. And if we can, fights that make sense to me and that I'm excited about, then I'll go to work, no problem. I'm healthy, I'm happy. But if not, if things don't make sense, then like you said, maybe I'll sling some hot sauce.
As far as the hot sauce, I mean, how's the sales with that going?
Sales are going good. We sold out, and we're doing some batches and restocking this coming week because I'll be on Hot Ones new season with Sean Evans, and I'm pumped about that, man. I've been a fan of the show for a long time, and getting to talk about hot sauce with the Spice Lord is always great.
Yeah, definitely. How much of a hand did you really have in the day, like actually making of exactly what it tastes like, all those kind of things? Was it like 100% your input, or did you have a lot of feedback from people around you? How did that really work?
Me and Al, who owns Heartbeat Hot Sauces, got on a call before we started making this and kind of talked about, names and things that I wanted to see inside the sauce and flavor profiles that I liked and things like that. So the celery and garlic and a few things that's going on with the sauce are 100% mine. My ideas that obviously Al has years and years and years in this business. I even had a few other things that he told me like, nah, this won't work. Let's try this. So it's both of our minds together, but I definitely had a huge hands-on developing the sauce. This isn't a white label sauce or somebody come up to me and said, hey, put your name on this. This is something that I'm very passionate about and that I'm very happy to be teaming up with Heartbeat Hot Sauce and them bring this thing to reality and the fashion and the quality that they did.
That's great. And then the charity too, man. I mean, I see your fight kit as just a few minutes ago. The auction on eBay is around $26,000. I know, we've talked about the big donation from Conor, which maybe after the fight, maybe you want to talk a little bit more about. I know pre-fight, you didn't want to get into it too much, but just kind of where things stand, like how happy are you with the direction the charity's heading in after this fight?
Man, I'm honestly blown away at how much traction the foundation's got and how much it's grown over the last few years. For this particular goal, I think our crowdfunding was, we were hoping to raise $105,000 or $107,000. That was the Boys and Girls Club. That's what they told us and gave us the metrics that it was going to cost for the tutors and for the transportation to their 6 locations. So we told them, hey, let's set this big goal and let's make it happen. And as of right now, I think my wife said, where are we at right now, Jay? I think we have close to like 60 something or $70,000 raised towards that goal. It's not reflected on the crowdfunding page because there was a lot of donations that came in through PayPal and also straight to the Good Fight Foundation into our Good Fight Foundation account. And any donations given to the Good Fight in the past, since we announced the goal, we're just gonna move those funds into that crowdfunding account so it can be reflected, and everyone can see how much money we've raised for that particular goal. So I know for sure we have like 30-something thousand dollars that need to be moved over to that goal. And then the fight kit's gonna sell, and then Michael Chiesa is gonna donate. So dude, the traction's amazing. 100% we're gonna hit this goal.
Yeah, and I know one of your sponsors, Robert Graham, who makes some great shirts for you and stuff, is donating some proceeds from their sales as well. So that's really amazing. And I mean, we know kind of about this goal and what you're planning on doing with the gym, with the money from Conor. What's kind of the vision beyond this? I mean, as it gets bigger and bigger, it just seems every fight, it's just exploding more and more.
I have a lot of different ideas in my mind. I would like to start being a platform where other fighters can do things in their hometowns. So, me and the Good Fight Foundation have done things outside of Louisiana, but obviously I grew up here in Lafayette, Louisiana. So bulk of the things we do are in my local immediate community. But I would love for other fighters across combat sports, not just mixed martial arts, but boxers, whoever it feels in their heart that they can benefit their community, to auction things off through the Good Fight, or to team up with us for goals and raise money and raise awareness with the lead up of their fight for goals in their local communities. I think that the Good Fight Foundation could be across combat sports and do a lot of great things for local communities of other fighters.
And when do you think this gym, I mean, I'm still sure it's still very early process, but when could this maybe be kind of in full motion? What's kind of the targeted goal there?
Yeah, so with a gym, with something of that magnitude and so many moving parts, and especially dealing with children, there's so many things that have to be locked and done right. And so there's just a lot of things to tie up, and that process is going to be, take some time. We actually have a dinner planned for Tuesday night with the board of the foundation. We're going to sit down and start discussing some of those things that go along with the gym. And I know the Boys and Girls Club showed interest in helping us organize some things. So we just got to put it all together, put our minds together, and do this thing the safest and best way possible.
I know you said that, crown me as the champion, uncrowned champ. What if Khabib officially gives up that title? Do you think the UFC should just bestow the lightweight title on you, or do you think they've done this before? They've crowned champions. Is that what you wish would happen here?
Have they really? I didn't know that.
I mean, they've given Ronda Rousey the title. They've given Jose Aldo the title when he was in WEC and coming to UFC. So it seems like it has happened before.
Man, I don't do whatever they want to do. That's what they're going to do anyway, right? I am the uncrowned champ. If Khabib's out, I'm the best in the division. Former interim world champion, former title challenger. Just took out 2-division former world champion. I am the champ. I know that.
And no hankering who your first title defense will be against them.
We'll see. We'll see.
Is there a matchup out there that appeals to you? I know I'm kind of continuing to hammer this, but there's fresh ones. There's a trilogy with Conor 1-to-1. There's a fresh guy like Charles Oliveira. You're just open to the fight that makes most sense, or is there one way?
I'm open to whatever fight that they offer me that gets me excited. If not, I won't fight. I just want to be excited and pumped about the opportunity and excited to work. And like you said, man, I'm just entering my prime, and damn, it feels good.
Well, it would be a bummer if there was something that didn't get you excited. There's no chance that you're done or anything. There's going to be something you feel that comes along. Oh
yeah. I got a lot left. Things just have to be right for me.
Awesome, man. Well, that makes total sense. I appreciate you taking the time, and I know you're off to a vacation with the family and everything. Hopefully, things start to unfold in these next few weeks, and this division really, starts to take shape, because we know that the lightweight division over the past however long has been, one of the absolute best in MMA, and to be sitting at the very top of that with all these options must feel pretty good.
Thanks, man. It does. The future's bright for sure.